right. Right now I'm going to create a displacement node in 2.8, modifier, displacement modifier. And I'm going to apply that, and then I'm going to see if the texture works. I've done a little bit of texturing, and we'll see how that goes. So right here, I go into properties, and then I go into text or modifier right here. I'll just go ahead and exit this. I add a, where does it displace? Add a displace modifier, add a new texture, and this is probably going to say texture on yours. I already added a texture on mine. So image or movie, you can do this. I think magic works fine just for displace. And I'm going to make that displace. Now you'll notice that it's just like a plane right there, and it's not quite doing anything. Well, that's because it doesn't have enough vertices to do anything. So I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier. Where did they put it? There it is. And then I'm going to make that a simple subsurface modifier. So it just keeps plane. And then, look at that. All those vertices pop right in. And you could also technically subdivide your plane by pressing W on edit mode. I tabbed into edit mode and subdividing or subdivide smooth or whatever. But I like this way because it's quicker and it leaves you with more malleability. So let me turn this up one more, see if I can do that. It looks like 6 is the max. Or is it? Haha! Okay, I just went past the max. That's usually there, so it doesn't do anything. So, or it doesn't overload the system. So, with that in place, you're just like, what can you do with this subdivision or displacement modifier? You can change the UV map, change the strength, and mid-level. I want to say that you can change the location of it. That way, that works. And so this, you can, oh, here we go. So you can change the texture coordinates, and it will change things with the texture in such. So where are those coordinates? They moved them somewhere. Oh my goodness. So this is Blender 2.8. As you can see, it's got a lot of stuff here. And so it looks like I can change the cloud texture and that kind of stuff. And it should update with this normal, custom normal. There we go. Okay. So if you want to keep watching, you can see where I find the coordinates. Say I'm going to make that an object. So Shift A, empty cube. All right. So I'm going to make that the object modifier. So wherever it goes, that's where the coordinates go. Oh, hey, look at that. So you can make a pretty cool thing here with clouds, and I'm going to change this back to magic because it looks different. And let's see what this does. There we go. All right, so if you put your insert location rotation scale by I key, and then insert location rotation scale here, it will look like that. All right. Now say you want to say, hey, maybe make it into a sphere. You could do that. I think if I just do this, add Eevee sphere here, and then wait for it to crash, wait for it to crash. Let's see if it will recover. The only problem with Blender beta is that sometimes oh, it worked. How about that? So I'm going to delete this plane. Where is that? And currently it is thinking a lot because it's trying to think of, oh, I gotta subdivide all this stuff. So if we turn the modifiers off, it should think a little faster. So I probably could have just copied the modifiers onto a UV sphere and gone that way, but I am not doing that. So I'm going to turn all the subdivision surfaces off and the displace off, so it won't freeze on me like it's doing right now. Pretty sure that's what's happening. Okay, I don't know what's happening now. It's just thinking way too hard. All right, so in future case, if you want to modify something like this, um, uh, it's best to do that out of edit mode. So let's see if this crashes. If it doesn't, I'll be very surprised. So anyway, that's displacement through the modifier, and okay, let's just turn that back on. Displacement. I think I should probably turn the subdivisions down a little bit. Boom. Okay. So look at that. Look at that sphere. Isn't that cool? Looks a lot better than this guy. This guy looks like spiky things. I'm not going to delete that. I'm just going to leave it as is and see how the modifier stacks up. Oh yeah, I should turn this down because it is slowing down. It's like, I can't compute that much. All right, let me wait for it to unpause. While we're waiting, notice it's doing faces for deforms. And okay, let's see, 4, and then 4. There we go. Now it should be, there we go, a lot more responsive. So this could be your techno music thingamadoo in the center. You could have a very nice background of something or other here. Maybe a mirror modifier, or maybe a kaleidoscope of such, or maybe, oh, I don't know. I want to see a reflection, so I'm going to just go off on a tangent real quick. Create a principled BSDF shader. I want the base color to be that, and roughness to be this. So it looks like it is trying to reflect. And I want this to reflect as well. So make that roughness like that. And yeah, I'm not sure if I can get this to work. I'm trying to get this thing to reflect this thing. So I don't know if this is possible or not. Let me work on it for a little bit longer, and then I'll go on to materials. So I think I have shading, scene light, scene world. Hey, there we go. That almost works. And I would like to have this thing there, and that's not going to work. So anyway, let me get the sorry. So this is off on a tangent. So this is Eevee, and it looks like it's not quite reflecting the way I want it to, but that's fine. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to look at. So, but the displacement is working, so see that works. That looks pretty cool. All right, now let me show you how to do it through do the displacement through materials. So fingers crossed, hope this works. Let's see. So new thing, I'm going to go into the surface. Surface, where is surface? Shader editor, there we go. And now I'm going to displace by putting an input shader of, gosh, it's been a while since I looked at this. Oh, there's displacement right there. Boom, boom. So I can go input, texture, color, normal, something, something. I'm looking for a blue thing. So that's gray. And texture, checker, texture. That's yellow. And I think blue is vector. So displacement. Hey, hey. There's normal. And then I want the normal map. I'll just plug this in here and see what happens. Normal color. Let's see. Ah, I can plug it into there. All right. So object space. This will work in cycles. I don't think it will work in Eevee. Let me switch to cycles. Yeah, let me F12 it. Okay. I don't think I have emission in here. So let me go ahead and turn on a light. So it would be like Motel 6. You know, they leave the light on for you. Emission, blah, blah, blah. And then I am looking for well, bullocks. Mission. So I want the camera to be here. I want the light to be there. And I want it to shine like this. So emission. There's emission. It is going here. I'm using nodes, blend mode opaque. But for some reason, it is not wanting to emit. Volume, blah, blah, blah. Alright, am I rendering Eevee? What am I rendering? So let me go to scene, samples, sure. Rendering image in Eevee. So if I do this, why it's not rendering is because it's rendering Eevee. So I want it to render cycles because that's what I want to show. And look at that. So I'll just turn the sample down and Shift C. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Okay, that works. So I am curious to know why that is not working as a light. So there's the emission, displacement, disconnect. Ah, there we go. That's the light. That's what I'm looking for. So this guy, I want to have its own material, and I want this one to be a mix shader. I want it to have a diffuse, and I want that diffuse to be green, and I want to displace the thing. So I'm going to go to shader editor. Oh look, it's got displace already there. And displace. And it does nothing. Wonderful. Oh wait, you see that? Oh my goodness. So it is displacing, it's just not displacing normally. It's displacing the, nope. I would like it to displace on a texture. And I think I need to subdivide this. So I'm going to subdivide this a few times. And that did nothing. Wow. Alright, there's something I'm doing wrong, obviously, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's that I'm plugging a color node into a vector node. So let me try plugging a normal vector curves into a vector normal and see if I can get it to displace for me. So it's displacing. Mid-level is there. Okay, there's something I'm missing, but you kind of get the gist of what it does. It displaces. I want to say there's a way to do a certain texture so that you can make it displace. I'll try a little bit more and then I'll call it quits after I either succeed or fail on this. So let's see. Let's see what the default displacement is. So material output to cycles. That's pretty cool. And I want the displacement of reflection. Nope. Let's try normal. And from object. Okay, sure. Let me make cube displacement. Probably should make that an empty, but I'm not going to because it's just an example. Okay, so this guy affects the displacement somehow. Texture coordinates go from normal. I would like it to come from a displacement map. And it would be nice if texture could come in through here. So texture factorial. Yeah, it looks like I have something that is there, but not quite. Yeah, so height, up, down. It'd be nice if a factorial for the checker texture could change the height. I did it! All right! So this variation, this isn't just an integer. This is like a map. And you can change this and make it different. So change scale. All right. Okay, so that is displacement through, let me delete these that are unimportant, through materials. It took me a while to figure it out, but I seem to have gotten it. And then there's a mix shader, object space, world space. changes how it looks. And then maybe we can do a cast modifier and make it look all cool and sphere-likey. So let's see what a cast modifier does. Let's see. Radius. Size. Alright, that looks really bad. Alright, haha. But it is deforming. And let's get that cube object over here to control this. So, oh hey, look at that. It is deforming along the cube. So this could be a pretty cool looking thing. Look dev, let's see what this does. Yeah, and this is Eevee. It looks like it's not quite doing the deform, but that is probably because I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it almost works. So it looks a little different in Cycles than it does in Eevee. So Cycles, let's see what just happened. Oh, okay. So Cycles, it looks a little bit bigger. It looks different. And in Eevee, it looks flat because it's displacement. So that is a shader. Let's see if we can change that. I'll make that object space. Okay. Let me save this. Displacement. And I'll put it into a download for later. And there you go. Let me put in a magic texture just to see what it looks like, because I'm curious. Magic texture. Put that in the height. And it looks all swirly. Let's see how it looks in Cycles. Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. Alright. And then I'll just give this guy a whirl. And it looks like, with a little bit of modifications, you can make your very own disco music visualization. Alright. Or a video game or whatever. And yeah, a little different, but that's how you do displacement in Eevee using a modifier, and in Cycles using a shader. I'll put the blend somewhere where you can download it. And